What is the agenda for today's classes? I'm going to take this class for next 60 minutes. In the next 60 minutes, we'll discuss introduction to Power BI. You people join this course to learn Power BI, right? Today we'll get the introduction to Power BI. Okay, I'm sure with next 60 minutes, you'll get the complete picture about Power BI. Okay, if you want to learn Power BI, first you need to learn about data analysis, guys. First, we will learn what is data analysis. Without knowing about data analysis, you are not supposed to start learning Power BI. First, we will learn data analysis. Second, after learning data analysis, we will learn what is Power BI. Once you know data analysis and Power BI, then we will learn how to perform data analysis using Power BI. How to perform data analysis using Power BI. These are the three things we will learn in today's session. Let's start one by one. First, let me start with what is data analysis? What is data analysis? Someone tell me what is data analysis? Okay, before we start learning Power BI, first we'll learn data analysis. Anybody knows what is data analysis? Okay, so let me write like this. What is data analysis means? I can say data analysis is a process. When I say it's a process means collection of steps. Anywhere when I said process means collection of steps. If you see, I'll open one Word document here. I said that data analysis is collection of steps, right? So these 5 steps are there in this image. This 5-step process name is data analysis. To be more specific, first step is OLTPs, second step is ETL, third step is OLAP, fourth step is creating reports, fifth step is sharing the reports with the client. This 5 steps name is data analysis, guys. Data analysis is a 5-step process. To be more specific, okay, I'll write here data analysis is a 5-step process. 5-step process which converts business data into actionable information. Actionable information. This is the definition for data analysis. Okay, anyway, I'll make you understand in detail. First thing you need to understand is data analysis contains 5 steps. What that 5 steps will do is they'll convert companies' business data into actionable information. Let me show you in a better way. This is the plain image. What are the 5 steps you have? You can see it. Let me show the same data analysis in a better way. I'll just open one more image here. This data analysis also known as business intelligence. Whenever I said that business intelligence or data analysis, both one and the same. Business intelligence or data analysis contains how many steps? I say 5 steps. What are the 5 steps? First step OLTPs, second step ETL, third step OLAP, fourth step create reports and visuals, fifth step sharing with the clients. These are the 5 steps you will have in the data analysis. Write that. Data analysis is a 5-step process. First, I'll write them. First step is OLTPs. Okay, anyway, I'll make you understand what is this OLTPs, all that. Second step is what? Once after OLTPs, second step is ETL. Third step is OLAP. Fourth step is create reports. Fifth step is share reports to the clients. Share report to clients. These are the 5 steps you will have in the data analysis. Okay, so you want to understand these 5 steps. What is OLTPs? You need to understand. What is ETL? what is OLAP, what is reports, why we need to share. All these 5 steps you need to thoroughly understand. Before I start explaining these 5 steps, I'll come back and I'll explain. Now, okay, data analysis contains 5 steps. The point is, who will use this data analysis? Who will use this data analysis? Who will use data analysis? Who will use the data analysis is each and every company will perform this 5 steps, guys. Each and every company will perform data analysis. Let's try to understand this point in detail. Who will perform data analysis? We say is each and every company, right? Take when there is any company, any company. Tell me a few company names. When there is any company, like Flipkart is one company, Flipkart, Amazon. I'll write some random company names. Amazon, ICICI. In this list, I'll add this training institute analytics benchmark. If I keep on writing the company names, I can write thousands and lakhs of company names. There are lakhs of companies, right? When there is any company, the company will do some business. When the company is there, it will do some business, guys. Tell me, when Flipkart is doing what type of business? Flipkart is doing e-commerce business. Amazon is also doing e-commerce business. ICICI is doing what type of business? Banking business. Analytics benchmark. We're into the education sector. EduTech. We can call it as EduTech. So when you take any company, that company will do certain business, guys. Okay? When a company is doing the business, from the business, they'll get the business data. Any company, when they do any business, you tell me when Flipkart is doing e-commerce business, they'll get what type of data? They'll get the business data like what? Orders related data they'll get. Returns related data they'll get. Customers related data they'll get. Customers related data. Customers data. They'll get products related data. What data? Products related data. They'll get sales related data and so on, guys. And so on. Even when Amazon is doing e-commerce business, Amazon also get the same kind of data. This orders data, returns data, customers data, products data, sales data, we call it as business data. Now you tell me ICICI is doing banking business. When they do the banking business, they also get the business data. What is the business data ICICI will get is transactions, day-to-day transactions, transactions related data, savings account related data, credit card related data, loans related data, insurance related data, and so on. Like this, you tell me analytics benchmark is doing what type of businesses? We are into education sector, edutech. We also get the business data, right? Tell me what is the business data this training institute will get? This analytics benchmark, what business data will get? Huh? What is the business data we will get? Someone tell me, guys. Analytics benchmark will get what type of business data? Online people. Tell me, guys, we will get what type of business data? Someone unmute and let me know what is the business data this training institute will get. Huh?
So analytic benchmark is providing education like courses.
What
So
data will get? Students data first. Your
yes,
data
yes,
is the
yes.
important business data for us. And
Yes, a
then
student name, for example, you can
faculty
get student
related
name.
data, faculty related data, courses related data. Tomorrow, once after registering, fee related data, all that data comes under business data. You name any company, sorry, you name any company, let it do any business, it will produce lot of business data, guys. When we are getting the business data, we will store the data. We will store data. Tell me, guys, when a company is getting the business data, some company will go and store the business data in the Excel files. Some company will store the business data in the SQL Server database. Some companies will store the business data in the Oracle database or some other place also. Some companies will store in MySQL database. Some companies will store in DB2 database. Some companies will store in cloud, and so on, guys, and so on. Companies will store the business data. Wherever we store the business data in some data source, guys. Where we will store the business data in some data source. The data source might be anything, either Excel data source, either SQL Server data source, either Oracle data source, either MySQL database, and so on, guys, or either cloud. They might store in somewhere, might be some data source. Company to company, they will store in a different place. Once the company is getting the business data, they'll store it. What is the next step is, once they store the business data, they want to analyze the business data. What is the next step they need to do? They want to analyze the data. Analyze the data. Analyzing the data means they want to understand where we are performing good, where we are performing bad. Nothing but analyzing the data. Take an example. When Flipkart is selling 100 products, just take an example. When they're selling 100 products, they want to understand which products are selling good, which products are selling bad. Understanding which products are selling good and bad is nothing but analyzing the product data. Let's take another example. ICICI is operating in 1,000 branches. 1,000 branches. They want to understand that branches data. Which branches are performing good? Which branches are performing bad? They want to analyze the data. Write that point, guys. What we are going to write here? They need to analyze the data. They need to analyze the data. How they will analyze the data? Why companies need to analyze the data? Companies need to analyze the data to take better business decisions. Companies need to analyze the data to take better business decisions, to take better concentrate. Yes, you will get the clarity to take better business decisions. Companies need to analyze the data to take better business decisions. Guys, better business decisions. Let's start now. Companies need to analyze the data to take the better decisions. So take an example. ICICI currently operating in 1,000 branches. 1,000 branches. They want to close 10 branches. When they want to close 10 branches, will they randomly go and pick the 10 branches and close it, or what they'll do? Someone tell me. Uh, Currently, when they have 1,000 branches, when they want to close 10 branches, will they randomly pick the 10 branches and close it, or what they'll do? Online people. Hmm? Will they randomly pick the 10 branches and close it, or what they'll do?
No, sir. First, they will analyze the data.
Correct. They'll take the 1,000 branches data, they'll analyze it.
Yes.
When they analyze it, they'll understand which branches are doing good. They'll understand the performance. Which branches are performing good, which branches are performing bad. They'll
Yes.
go to the branches which are performing bad and they'll pick the 10 branches and close it. In order to take the decision, which 10 branches to close, to take this decision, must and should I need to analyze the data. That's what. To take any decision, business decision, first I need to analyze the data. Every company, by analyzing the data only, they will take the decisions. Companies to analyze the data. Okay, companies to take the decisions, they need to analyze the data, I said, right? Companies to analyze the data, they required reports. Companies to analyze the data required reports. Any company which is planning to analyze the data, they required something called reports. Let me show you what the reports are. I'll just log in here just to make you understand how the reports will look like. I'm just logging here to show you how the reports will look like. Look at this. I'm just logging here just to show you how the reports will look like. I'll just go to, currently I'm in the Power BI portal. I'll just go to some of workspace here and I'll open some report. There are some reports here. Artificial intelligence sample report, corporate spend report, e-commerce sales analysis report. There are some reports, regional sales sample report. I'm just trying to open the reports, guys. Just go back. I'm just trying to open the report here. Regional sales sample, revenue opportunities. I just opened a couple of reports. You guys can see, try to understand the terminology first. I can call this one as a report. Look at this. What is the title of the report you have? This complete one, I can call it as a report. What is the title of the report? E-commerce sales report. Each one we call it as a visual. Line chart is one visual. This is one visual. Column chart is one visual. Donut chart is one visual. Scatter chart is one visual. Map is one visual. This four are card visuals. Four card visuals and three slicer visuals. All these are visuals. Multiple visuals are there. All the visuals together, I can call it as one report. Companies require this kind of reports to analyze the data. If you go to one of this visual, look at this one of the visual. In this visual, what is the information you are showing? Look at the visual and tell me what is the information you have in this visual? Month wise, what you are seeing here?
Sum
Sum
of
of
sales.
sales. When I go to this visual, when I share this visual with my company people can understand which month we are having more sales and which month we are having less sales. Tell me which month is having higher sales here by looking at this visual. November is the
November.
one which is having the highest sales. Which one is having the lowest sales here? February
February.
is the
February.
month which is having the lowest sales here. Like this, let me go to another visual now. I'm just opening another visual now. Look at here. What is the information you have in this visual? Look at the visual and tell me what information you have in this visual. In this visual, we guys are seeing subcategory wise what you are seeing. Subcategory wise what you guys are seeing. Sum of
Profit. Sum
profits.
of profit.
When I share this visual with my company people can understand here using this visual which subcategory is doing good, which subcategory is doing bad. Tell me, my company is selling lot of subcategories like copiers, phones, papers, chairs, like this. Which subcategory is generating highest profits here? By looking at the visual, tell me which subcategory is having highest profit here.
Copiers.
Copiers. Second highest profit,
Phones.
phones. Lowest profit,
Tables.
tables. Tables is generating how much profit? Minus 18K.
Losses. Yes.
Profit number in minus is nothing but what?
Losses.
Loss. Suppliers, bookcases, and tables are generating what?
Losses.
Losses. Tables, suppliers, bookcases, and tables are generating what? Losses. So these three are generating the losses. When I share this visual with my company people, using this visual, my company people understand where we are doing good and bad. Based on that, my company people can take some decisions or not. Yes, they can take the decisions. One decision my company people taken is they are planning to stop selling suppliers, bookcases, and tables. Why they are planning to stop selling these three? Because they are getting the losses. Another decision my company taken is they are planning to concentrate more on copiers business and phones business. Why they are planning to sell more copiers and more phones? They're getting into huge profits in this area. That is the reason they're planning to concentrate here. Like so, this visuals will help us to analyze the data. That analysis will help us to take the decisions. Guys, that's what I written here. Any company to take the decisions, they need to analyze the data. Any company to analyze the data, they required reports. This kind of reports are required. We are seeing a lot of reports. This is another report. Just have an idea how the report will look like. This is on one of the report. This is how the reports will look like. This kind of reports are required to analyze the data. To analyze the data. I'm just showing there are multiple reports. This kind of reports are required to analyze the data. Okay, fine. Any company to create these reports, people will directly think that we'll go and create the reports. No, guys. Any company, in order to create the reports, they need to perform a complete data analysis process. Before we create the report, we'll do first ETL, then we'll create OLAP database, then we'll create reports. So you'll understand companies to create the reports need to perform data analysis process. Companies to create companies to create reports need to perform data analysis process, companies to create the reports need to perform. Let me combine these 3 points. In a proper order. So let me combine these 3 points. First, you name any company, you take any company, every company will perform data analysis. Perform what? Data analysis. Why companies will perform data analysis? In order to create reports. Why companies need to create reports? To analyze the data. Why companies need to analyze the data? To take better business decisions, better decisions. to take better. Any company, in order to take better business decisions, any company to take better decisions, they need to analyze the data. To analyze the data, they require something called reports. To create the reports, they need to perform data analysis. That is the reason every company will perform the data analysis. So using the data analysis, they'll go and create reports. Using the reports, they'll analyze the data. Using the analysis, they'll take the better decisions. Once the company take better decisions, then only they'll run successfully. Any company to run successfully must and should they need to take the better decisions. To take the better decisions, must and should they need to analyze the data. To analyze the data, they require some reports. To create the reports, they need to perform data analysis. That is the reason I said that each and every company will perform data analysis. By performing data analysis, they'll create the reports that will use for analyzing the data. That analysis is used for taking the better decisions. Okay, now you got an idea who will use the data analysis here. Now, let me try to explain this 5 steps in detail. Okay, now we got an idea who will use data analysis, right? Let's try to understand this 5 steps. Before I start explaining these 5 steps, when you are talking about data analysis, you need to know about data analyst. Who is data analyst? Who is data analyst? When you are learning about data analysis, we'll come across learning about data analyst also. You will be hearing about data analyst. Who is data analyst? Is the person who performs data analysis, is a data analyst, in short, the person who do this ETL, the person who create this OLAP database, the person who create the reports, the person who share the reports to the client, the person who do all these 5 steps, that person name is data analyst, guys. This 5 step name is what? Data analysis. The one who do these 5 steps is a data analyst. Okay, now uh, let's try to understand the 5 steps available in the data analysis. First step is OLTPs. I'll talk about what is this OLTPs. What is the full form for OLTP? OLTP stands for online transactional processing. Data analysis will start with OLTPs. First, let me give you a brief idea about OLTPs. The place where companies stores business data. Business data we call as OLTP. We call it as what? Or the place where your company store the business data, we call it as OLTP, guys. Let's say my company is storing the business data in the SQL server. Imagine, then I can call the SQL server as OLTP. If my company is storing the business data in the Oracle database, we can call it as OLTP. In the software terminology, wherever we store our business data, that we call it as OLTP, guys. So why, how you got this name is, another name for business data is transactional data. Transactional data. So business data also known as transactional data. Wherever we store transactional data, see business data or transactional data, wherever we will, when a company is doing the business, they'll get the business data or transactional data. That data will be stored. Wherever we store the transaction data, online transactional processing. In the name itself, you can see transactional. How you got transactional? It shows transactional data. It stored transactional data here. Wherever we store transactional data, we call it as online transactional processing, in short, OLTP. So that's how you got this name. Um, every company will have one or multiple OLTPs to store business data or transactional data. Every company will have one or multiple OLTPs to store business data or transactional data, guys. Uh, so why multiple OLTPs? Someone tell me. I'm telling that some company will have only one OLTP. You guys can see OLTP in the bracket. I write S, right? Some company will have only one. Some companies will have multiple to store the business data we are telling. So tell me, guys, what type of scenarios, what type of companies will have multiple OLTPs? Why one or multiple? So why multiple OLTPs means, take an example. Some companies will have different subjects data. You take ICICI. ICICI Bank will have lot of different subjects data. They'll have savings account data. They'll have credit card data, like this, different subjects data. They'll have loans data. They might not go and store all the data in a single place, single OLTP. Assume like this. They are storing the savings account data in SQL Server, credit card and loans data in Oracle. That means how many OLTPs they are storing? 2 OLTPs. Like this, companies might store their business data in one or multiple OLTPs, guys. Let's try to understand this OLTPs better. You take any company, so to run the company, they'll have some front-end applications. Take Flipkart. When the Flipkart, to sell the products, they have flipkart.com. They'll have one website, right? When I go to this website, when I place an order, it will produce the business data. Try to understand. When I go to this website and when I place the order, it will go, look at this. I'll open one image to make you understand OLTP. I can open the Flipkart website from the laptop, or I can open the Flipkart from the mobile app also. So when I go and place the order, either from the laptop or either from the mobile, it will produce the data. That data will go and store in one OLTP database. Every front-end applications will be connected to the back-end database. When you do any transaction here, that transaction data will be go and storing in this OLTP database. Okay. So even not only Flipkart, you take this institute, analytics benchmark. We also have some website to run our business. This is our website. So when you go and search for any course here, when you search for Power BI course, when you provide your mobile number, your name, email ID, and mobile number, the data will store in one database, guys. Right? Right? Like this. So every company will have web applications to run the business. Why they will have web applications? Every company will have web applications to run the business. When I go to that web applications, I'll do some business. That data will come and store in one OLTP database. That data we generally use in Power BI to generate this kind of reports to analyze the data. That you'll understand. But keep in mind, some companies will generate the web applications using WordPress. Some companies will generate the web applications using Java. Some companies will generate the web applications using .NET. So why they'll create web applications? I said that to run the business. Customers will come here and do some business. When they do the business, they'll get the business data and which is stored in the OLTPs. That data will be stored in some database like SQL Server database or MySQL database or some other database also. That data generally we will take into Power BI and generate the reports. Okay, now we got an idea what is OLTP, guys. Okay. So we also understand a company might have one OLTP or multiple OLTPs to store the business data. What is the next step is company will provide one or multiple OLTPs to the data analyst. Next step is companies will provide one or multiple OLTPs to data analyst and ask to create reports, guys. Ask to create reports. So what we are trying to say is company provide this one or multiple OLTPs to the data analyst and they'll ask you to create the reports to analyze the data. Why they'll ask you to create the reports? They'll ask you to create the reports to analyze the data and to take the better decisions. Okay, so when company provided OLTPs to the data analyst, when they asked to create the reports, the important point is it is never recommended to go and create reports directly on OLTPs. So generally, I'll write here, it is never recommended. It is never recommended to create reports directly on OLTPs, guys. Directly on what? It is never recommended to go and create reports directly on OLTPs. Directly on OLTPs, it is never recommended to create the reports. What is the reason? There are many reasons. Online people, if you know what is the reason it is not recommended to create reports directly on OLTPs, just tell me. What is the reason? Anybody knows? What is the reason it is not recommended to go and create reports directly on OLTPs? Anybody knows? Please unmute and let me know, online people.
Don't know, sir.
So what is the reason is, generally in the OLTPs, we'll have raw data or unstructured data. Sometimes you'll get raw data or unstructured data. What is that raw data or unstructured data? Why it is not useful for creating the reports, I'll tell you. So right here, there are many other reasons also. I'll discuss many reasons in the coming classes why OLTP database are not useful for creating the reports. For now, one reason I'm telling is unstructured data. Unstructured data. OLTPs will have unstructured data. Within few minutes, I'll explain what is unstructured data, why it is not useful for creating the reports. I'll tell you. Now, okay, you guys are telling OLTPs are not useful for creating the reports. Then what we will do is, now data analyst, it is never recommended. Make a note. I said that it is never recommended to create reports directly on OLTPs. Then what data analyst will do is, now data analyst need to create a new database. Data analyst need to create a new database called OLAP. OLAP. So this is the new database. Who will create this new databases? This new database, data analyst will create. Who will provide the OLTPs? OLTPs will be provided by the company. But this OLAP database is there, right? It's a database. Who will create it is data analyst. It's a new database we'll create from the scratch. What the OLAP stands for is, we'll understand OLAP also. OLAP stands for online analytical processing. Online analytical processing. Now we need to move the data from OLTP database to OLAP database. To move the data from OLTP database to OLAP database, we required some software called ETL. Right here, to move data from OLTP to OLAP, we required ETL software. We required what? ETL software. Okay, so now I'm trying to say we are creating a new database, right? To move the data from OLTP database to OLAP, we required ETL. What ETL stands for? Extract, transform, load. It's a brand new database, right? Into this database, we need to move the data, right? To move the data, some software is required is ETL. Now we are telling that we need to move the data from OLTP to OLAP. What data we need to? OLTP, let's say you have complete business data. But into the OLAP, we need to move only data what I need to use in the reports. Try to understand. This OLAP database we are creating for just creating the reports. OLTPs will be there for storing the business data. I said that. You guys can see. OLTPs, any company when they do the business, that business data to store will have OLTPs. This will have OLTPs. OLTPs are to store the company's business data. They'll have some front-end application here. Front-end applications. So when a customer is coming here and when they do the business, they'll get the business data. To store that business data, will have OLTPs. But this OLAP you are creating for creating reports, guys. Creating reports. Now, what data we need to move from OLTP to OLAP is whatever data we will use to create reports, that data and all, we need to move it to OLAP first. Imagine in the OLTP you have 20 tables data. Imagine the data is there in 20 tables. Just imagine. But they are asking to create the reports and show 10 tables data. In the reports, client want to see only 10 tables data. Now tell me, from OLTP to OLAP, do you want to move 20 tables or only 10 tables? How many tables you
Only
need to
10
move
tables.
from OLTP to OLAP? All 20 or 10?
10 tables.
Only 10 tables. I said that what tables I need for creating the reports, that data only we need to commit. That we call it as the data required for creating the reports, we call it as analytical data. What data we will move here is data required for reporting, create the reports. We call it as analytical data. What data we will move here? OLAP stores analytical data. How you got this name is, here we store analytical data. Wherever we store analytical data, we call it as online analytical processing. In short, we call it as OLAP, guys. Okay. Now, when it comes to OLAP, OLAP will have the structured data, not the unstructured data. I said that OLTP will have unstructured data, right? I said that OLAP will have structured data. Structured data. Oh, see, OLAP is getting the data from OLTP only, right? When you said that OLTP is unstructured, but when it comes to OLAP, how it become to the structured? Because of this ETL. In between OLTP and OLAP, you have ETL, right? E stands for extracting the data. In our example, 10 tables I'll extract. What tables I required, I'll extract. T stands for transform, guys. Transform means converting unstructured data to structured. I'll give some example, guys. Converting unstructured data to structured, we call it as transform. This transform is the major work. In the ETL tools, the major work is transform. At the transformed data, we need to store in one database called OLAP. Store in one database called what? OLAP. Okay. So in the OLAP, it will store structured data. That data is best suitable for creating the reports. Now OLAP will have all the data required for analytic analysis, and the data in structured, and that is best suitable for creating the reports. I said that in OLTP you will have unstructured data that is not suitable for creating the reports. I said in the ETL tools you will clean the data. You'll clean or you will transform the data. That clean data or transformed data will be stored in one database. That database will be generally used for creating the reports. Now, let's understand in more detail what is unstructured data and structured data. In more detail, what is unstructured data with small example. When I go here, generally in the Flipkart website, one customer will place the order or multiple customers will come and place the order. Take an example, Flipkart website only. So multiple customers are coming here. When I asked to write the country names, I asked multiple customers, I asked to write the country names. Do you think that every customer will write the country name same? One customer might write the country name like US. Second customer write the country name dot U dot S dot. Third customer will write the country name like United States. Fourth customer will write the country name like USA. So each customer might write their country name in different formats, right? So when each customer enter the data in different formats, we can call this data as unstructured data, guys. Not in the same format. So try to understand how the data will be in the OLTPs with small example. Look at this image. This is how the data will be in the OLTP. Take this table. This is how the data will be in the OLTP. This is how the data will be in the OLAP. This is how the tables, this is OLTP database. This is how the data will be in the tables. This is OLAP database. This is how the data will be in the tables. From OLTP to OLAP, we will move the data using ETL. See, in the OLTP, one customer entered the country name like United States and what is their sales value. Second customer, US, what is their sales value? U dot S dot, their sales value. US dot, their sales value, and USA. So each customer, let's say they enter the country name in a different formats. Just take an example. Here we have unstructured data. When I try to use this unstructured data to create reports or visuals, to create what? Reports, we get wrong results, guys. I'll show you. This unstructured data, when I use to create visuals or reports, you get the wrong results. So what you need to do is, you need to take this data and you need to clean the data in the ETL software. ETL software, what it will do is, it will take the US and it will convert to United States. It will take U dot S dot and convert to United States. USA also will convert it to United States. UK will be converted to United Kingdom. But when it comes to OLAP, when you see all the country names are there in the single format. So we call this kind of data as structured data. It is structured data. And that structured data is best suitable for creating the reports. Best suitable for what? Creating the reports. Now, converting US to United States is nothing but the transformation. Nothing but the transformation here. Okay, now you got an idea. OLTP, how you will have unstructured data. OLAP, how you will get the structured data, we understand. Now go to the next slide to understand better. Now I am trying to use this OLTP database and I'm trying to create this visual. In the visual, I am trying to show country-wise sales. What you are showing in the visual? In the visual, you guys are showing country-wise sales. When I shared this visual with my company people said this visual is wrong. Tell me, guys, using OLTP, when I tried to create this visual country-wise sales, my people said that this visual is wrong. Tell me, guys, what's wrong in this visual? When I share this visual, uh, uh, my company people are telling that this visual is wrong. What's wrong in that visual? Online people, just tell me. What is the wrong you noticed in that visual?
It is showing the sales of the same country multiple times. So
How many countries your company is doing the business? By looking at the table, tell me how
with
many
two countries.
countries your company is doing the business? Only two countries. One
Yes.
is United States. Second one is United Kingdom. But
Yeah.
in the visual, what it is showing is, it is showing 7 different countries and 7 different sales values. They are not expecting to see 7 countries here. They are not expecting to see 7 sales values here. They're expecting to see 2 countries and 2 sales values. That is the problem, guys. When I try to go and create reports directly on OLTPs, reports will get wrong data. The problem is not with the reports. The problem is with the data. That is the reason I said that we don't create reports on OLTPs. Now go to the next slide. This is how the data will be in the OLAP. This is how the data will be in the OLAP. I use this OLAP to create this visual where I show country-wise sales. When I share this visual with my company people said this visual is correct. See what this will do is similar name. It will group it as one and it will sum this five values 100 plus 200, 300 plus 300, 600, 1000, 1500. You got it. And it will group United Kingdom into 100 plus 200 as 300. So when it is similar values, it can group. Similar values, it can group and it calculates sum of sales. When I share this visual is perfectly all right. My company is doing the business in two countries. United States is doing higher sales. United Kingdom is doing lower sales. You can analyze some data here, right? I hope you got an idea. As OLTPs will get the data from different people, different places, there are chances you'll get unstructured data. That unstructured data, if I directly go and create the reports, you will get the wrong results. First, you need to take that unstructured data to the ETL software and you need to clean the data. That clean or transform the data. That clean data or transform data, we will store in one separate database called OLAP. That separate database we use for creating the reports. I hope you got an idea what is OLTP, what it contains, what is ETL, what we do here, and what is OLAP, what it contains. Now, so tell me this reports, what I am showing here, right? Whatever the reports you guys are seeing here, these reports will be created on OLTP or OLAP. Someone tell me all the reports what we guys are seeing will create on OLTP or OLAP. These reports are created on OLTP database or OLAP database. Yes, online people, just tell me. These reports will be created on OLTP database or OLAP database.
OLAP database. Absolutely.
Always we create this kind of reports on what? OLAP
OLAP.
database. Yes. So all the reports what we guys are showing here, those reports generally will create on OLAP database. Now, the information what we shown in the reports, we call it as actionable information, guys. Actionable information. Try to understand whatever the information you guys are seeing in the visual or report. Try to understand what we're. So whatever the information you show in the visual or report, we call this information as actionable information. Why we call this information as actionable information is based on this information, clients will take the actions or decisions. Client will take what? Actions or decisions. See, when I share this visual with the company people will take some actions or decisions. So I said that when I share this visual with my company people, what my company people do, my company people do, what my company people do is, just a second, guys. They stop selling what? Suppliers, bookcases, and tables. Stop selling this is one action. So based on the data available here, they're taking the actions. That is the reason we call it as actionable information. Okay. So based upon the information available in the reports, companies will take the actions. That is the reason we call that information as actionable information. Now go and read the definition of data analysis. Few minutes back, I given the definition for data analysis, right? What I wrote here? I wrote here, data analysis is a 5-step process. What is the name of this 5-step process? The name is data analysis, which converts business data into actionable information, guys, which will convert companies' business data into actionable information. Where do we have companies' business data? OLTPs. Where do we have actionable information? We have them in the reports. To convert the business data into actionable information, first we need to do ETL. In the data analysis, first important step is ETL. The second important step is creating OLAP database. The third important step is creating reports. These are the three major steps. First step ETL, second step creating OLAP database, third step creating the reports. Last step is we need to share that reports to the client. Okay, this is about data analysis, guys. Now we got an idea what is data analysis. All the 5 steps you understand. Once you understand data analysis, now you can easily understand Power BI. So now what is Power BI? We'll start with what is Power BI now. What is Power BI is? Power BI is the name for collection of softwares. First, who developed Power BI? Which company developed Power BI? Microsoft is the company developed Power BI. What is the reason Microsoft developed Power BI? Someone tell me why Microsoft developed Power BI, or Power BI is used for what purpose? Someone tell me.
For creating reports.
So Power BI is not just only used to create the reports. Power BI is used to do the complete, not only
Data
reports. Before to create the reports, you need to do what? ETL. You need to
ETL.
create what? OLAP. Then only you need to create the reports. To do this complete data analysis process, Microsoft developed Power BI. So what is the reason Microsoft developed Power BI? Is to perform
Data
data
analysis.
analysis case. To Microsoft developed Power BI to do this 5 steps. Uh, so lot of people will tell that Microsoft developed Power BI to create reports or to create visuals. Not only to create reports or visuals, it also do ETL, it also create OLAP, all the steps it can do. Now let's try to understand about this. uh, so before I start explaining this Power BI, you guys are here to learn Power BI, you people are here to learn Power BI. How much time it will take to learn Power BI? My team said that it will take power to learn Power BI, it will take 2 months of time. So once you learn, within 2 months you can learn Power BI. Once you learn Power BI, tell me, guys, you are here to learn Power BI, right? Once you learn Power BI, you'll become a Power BI data analyst. You'll become a what? Power BI data analyst. The people who learn Power BI, once you become a Power BI data analyst, you'll join one company. Join the company. Once you join the company, what you need to do? Assume you are the one who joined this course for 2 months. After 2 months, you become the Power BI data analyst. You join the company. What you will do in that company? Someone tell me. When you join the company, what you will do in that company? You need to do what?
I'll analyze the data and
You need to do
use
data
the
analysis. Analyze the data means you need to do data analysis using what software?
Power BI.
Using which software?
Power BI.
Using Power BI. Okay, simple, guys. What we are trying to say, after you learn the course for 2 months, you'll become a Power BI developer and you'll join the company. In that company, you'll do data analysis. You'll do this 5 steps. You'll do this 5 steps using what software? Power BI. Okay. Now, first point is Power BI is the name for collection of softwares, guys. Power BI is the name for collection of softwares. Collection of softwares. Let me tell you what are the different softwares available in Power BI. First software available in Power BI is Power BI Desktop. Second software available in Power BI is Power BI Service. Third software available in Power BI is Power BI Report Server. Power BI Report Server. Fourth software available in Power BI is Power BI Mobile. Power BI Mobile. So Power BI contains 4 different softwares in it. So I can call these 4 softwares as collection of softwares. For them, Microsoft given the name called Power BI. Power BI is the name for collection of softwares which are used to perform data analysis. Which are used to perform what? Data analysis, guys, which are used to perform data analysis. They're having the collection of softwares that are used to perform the data analysis, guys. Now you go here. Let me make you understand better. I'm opening Power BI architecture. This is the Power BI desktop software, guys. The major see, out of the 4 softwares, try to understand. I said that Power BI contains 4, right? Out of the 4, the major software is Power BI desktop, guys. Power BI desktop is a development software in Power BI. It is a development software in Power BI. Power BI Desktop is a development software in Power BI. Um, when a Power BI developer will work 80 to 90% of time, 80 to 90% of time, almost 90% of time, Power BI developer will work in the Power BI Desktop only. Tomorrow, once you become a Power BI data analyst, I'm telling Power BI Desktop analyst 90% of time he'll work in Power BI Desktop. Remaining Power BI service, Power BI report server, Power BI mobile, these 3 softwares we hardly work for 10% of time only. 10% of time. We don't work for more than 10%. This the meaning is these 3 softwares are small softwares. These 3 softwares are what? Small softwares. And this is the major software. And this is the major software. Now tell me, guys, when I go to Power BI Desktop, Power BI Desktop again internally contains 3 more softwares: Power Query, Power Pivot, and Power View. So what we are trying to say, Power BI Desktop contains 3 more softwares. What are the 3 more softwares? First one is Power Query. Second one we have is Power Pivot. Power Pivot. Third one we have is Power View. Power View. Totally, we'll have uh, uh, 4 softwares. Internally in the Power BI desktop, you have 3 more softwares. What you need to do with all these softwares? Online people, you tell me, by using all these softwares, what you need to do? You need to perform these 5 steps. You need to perform this 5-step name is what? Data analysis. We need to perform data analysis. Now, someone tell me who will provide the OLTPs to the Power BI data analyst. Power BI data analyst will create them or company will provide them? Online people. Who will provide the OLTPs to the data analyst? Company will provide or data analyst need to create them? Yes. Unmute online people. Unmute and let me know.
Company provide, sir.
Huh? Companies will provide them. Companies will provide this OLTPs. Okay. So what is the first step Power BI data analyst need to do? First step, we said that OLTPs contains unstructured data. The first step Power BI data analyst need to do is ETL. So where we do ETL in Power BI is, out of many softwares available, using what software we do ETL is using Power Query, guys. Power Query is an ETL software in Power BI. Power Query is an ETL software in Power BI. You can look at this architecture slide. I said that Power Query is a ETL software. Power Query will connect to OLTP. It will extract the tables. It will transform the data in the tables. It will load the tables to Power Pivot, guys. Okay, so we'll understand more. For now, Power Query. So now we understand OLTPs will be provided by the company. ETL will be performed in the Power Query. After ETL, what is the next step we need to do? After ETL, next step we need to do is what? Creating OLAP. Next step we need to do is we need to create OLAP. Tell me guys, where we need to create OLAP? Power Pivot. Look at here. So Power Pivot is a database. I'll write like this. Power Pivot is a database which is used to create OLAP. Try to understand how SQL Server is one database, how Oracle is one database, Power Pivot is also one database. How we will store the data in the SQL Server in the form of tables, how we will store the data in the Oracle in the form of tables. You also store the data in the Power Pivot in the form of tables. You extract the tables, you transform the data in the tables, you load the tables to the Power Pivot. Using the tables, you will design the OLAP. Okay, we will see that. Theoretically, I'm telling. Okay, now we understand ETL will be performed in the Power Query. OLAP database will be created in the Power Pivot. What is the next step? We need to go and create the reports. Where we will create the reports is using a software called what? Power View. Power View is a software which is used to create reports. Is a software which is used to create reports, guys. Power View is a software which is used to create reports. To create what? Reports. Once you create reports in Power View, once you create the reports, we need to share that reports to the clients, guys. To share the reports to the clients, what we need to do is directly Power BI desktop cannot share the reports to the clients. Directly, whatever the report I created in Power BI desktop, you cannot share with the clients. To share the reports to the client, either I need to publish it to Power BI service. From there, we need to share with the clients, or either I need to publish it to the Power BI report server. From there, we need to share with the clients. So try to understand, Power BI desktop cannot share the report directly to the clients. I'm trying to say to share the reports to the client, either I need to use Power BI service to share the reports, or either I need to use Power BI report server. You might need to get one question here, guys. What is the question you need to get here is, why there are two softwares to do the same work? So to do ETL, I only have Power Query. To create OLAP database, I have only Power Pivot. To create reports, I only have Power View. But to share the reports to the clients, we have Power BI service and Power BI report server. Why there are two softwares to do the same work? Why not only one? What is the difference is, one is a cloud-based software. Second one is a on-premise software. On-premise. No company will use both of them. 99% of the companies, they're using cloud to share the reports. Only 1% of the companies, they use on-premise to share the reports. So here, what we are trying to say is, Power BI service is a Azure cloud-based software, cloud-based software, which is used to share reports to the clients. How much percentage they used? Which is used to share the reports to the client. 99% of the people they are using it. Power BI report server is a on-premise software. Software, on-premise software, which is used to share reports to the client. Which is used to share the reports to client. I said that only 1% of the companies they used. So in the coming classes, we will discuss why a lot of people are using cloud. Why not on-premise? We will discuss. Now, what we understand is in the Power BI desktop, in the Power View, after I create the report, I'll publish that report to Power BI service and I'll share that report to my clients. Case. Share that report to whom? Clients. Okay. Once you share the reports to the clients, how the clients can see that reports? Okay. Most of the companies, after creating the reports, they'll publish it to Power BI service. They'll share it. Our clients can see the reports in their laptops. Client can see the reports in their desktops. Client can even see the reports in the mobile phones also, guys. In the mobile, whatever the report we shared, they can check using their laptops, using their desktops, using their mobile phones also. In order to open the report in the mobile, this report we can open in the mobile also. How this report will look like in the mobile, I'll show you. When I open this report in the mobile, it will look like this. Look at this. This is how the report will looks in the mobile. You guys can see this is how the report will look in the mobile. Okay, now let's go to back to web layout. This is how the report will look in the laptop or desktop, and this is how the report will look in the mobile phone. So in order to open the report in the mobile, they require a mobile app. Power BI mobile, it's a mobile app. It's a mobile app which is used to view the reports in mobiles, which is used to view the reports in mobiles or tabs or iPads, guys, or iPads. Try to understand. Power BI mobile, it's a mobile app. If you go to Play Store or App Store, when you search with the name called Power BI mobile, you'll find a mobile app. We have mobile app for iOS. We have mobile app for Android. We have mobile app for Windows. So client can go to the mobile Play Store or App Store and they can download the mobile app and they can use it for viewing the reports, guys. Tell me, guys, these are the different softwares available in Power BI. Using the softwares, am I able to do this complete data analysis? Yes. Who will provide the OLTPs? Companies. Where I can do ETL? Power Query. Where I'll create OLAP? Power Pivot. Where I'll create reports? Power View. How I'll share the reports to the clients? Mostly with the Power BI service. So this is what a Power BI is. If someone asks you, you need to tell Power BI is the name for collection of softwares. That collection of softwares are used to perform data analysis. Now we got an idea what is data analysis and what is Power BI. Now we will go and try to combine these two. Whatever I discussed so far in the last 1 hour, I'll combine these two into just 2 lines. Now I'll just write everything what I discussed in the 2 lines. Now we will try to understand how to perform data analysis using Power BI. First, tell me data analysis contains how many steps? 5 steps. What is the first step? In the data analysis, first step is OLTPs. What is the second step? ETL.
ETL,
What is the third step?
OLAP.
Create reports. What is the fourth step?
OLAP
Sorry, guys.
is
Third
missing.
step is creating OLAP.
OLAP,
Creating
yes.
OLAP. Fourth step is what? Create
Create
reports. Fifth
reports.
step is what?
Yeah. Creating reports to clients.
Share reports to clients. Share reports to clients. These are the
Client
5 steps you will have in the data analysis, right? How to do these 5 steps in Power BI? Who will provide the OLTPs? I said
company.
companies. I said that OLTPs will be provided by what? Companies. Where we do ETL in Power BI? In Power
Power
BI to
Query.
do ETL, you will have Power Query. Where we in Power BI, where we will create OLAP?
Power Pivot.
Power Pivot. In Power BI,
Power,
where we will create reports?
Power View.
Power View. In Power BI, how you will share the reports to the clients?
Power BI service.
Power BI service. In order to get the job on Power BI, what you need to learn is first you need to learn how to do the ETL in the Power Query. To get the job on Power BI, you need to know how to do ETL in the Power Query, how to create OLAP database in the Power Pivot, how to create reports in the Power View, how to share the reports to the clients using Power BI service. When you know these 5 steps, they will comfortably provide the job for you guys. That's what you will learn. So in our course, you will learn how to do ETL in the Power Query for 13 hours of time. How to create OLAP database in the Power Pivot, you will learn 17 hours of time. How to create reports in the Power View, you will learn 17 hours of time. How to share the reports to the clients using Power BI service, you will learn 13 hours of time. So almost 60 hours you guys will learn all these topics, guys. So when you know all these topics, you can comfortably get the job on Power BI. Okay, before we go there, so technically I'm done with the demo. Now I want to discuss some general points, guys. So these general points are important to get the job on Power BI. Try to understand what are these general points. I say these general points are the important to get the job on Power BI. I'll take few minutes. Technically, I'm done with the demo. I try to explain complete introduction to Power BI, and I'll just discuss few general points which are important to get the job on Power BI. What are the general points is, the first general point is, I'll just copy paste it. Instead of typing those points, I'll copy paste from previous batch notepad. I'm just opening one of the previous batch notepad. I'll just copy paste few points and I'll quickly discuss about them. Okay, guys, these are the points I want to discuss. It doesn't take much time, hardly few minutes of time. First, when I'm going to start the new batch, I'll write you right here. The new batch is going to start. So coming Tuesday, the coming Tuesday is 28th of July. 28th July, we are going to start one new batch. Exactly after a week, 28th July, I'm going to start a new batch. Just remove this. I'm trying to say 28th July, and it is Tuesday. Tuesday, I'm going to start a new batch at 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time. So exactly after a week, coming Tuesday morning batch, I'm going to start. You can attend 2 more classes for free. You guys can attend 28 Tuesday and 29 Wednesday. These 2 classes again for free. Okay, what we will discuss in the 2 more free classes is we will start practicals. Today, I start only theory. Continuation to today's classes next week, Tuesday. Next 2 classes, practical classes. So, in the next class, where the Power BI developer work will start, Power BI developer work will start in Power BI desktop. In the next class, we will install Power BI desktop. Once after installing Power BI desktop, we will open Power Query and I'll show you how to do ETL first. Then I'll tell you how to open Power Pivot, how to create OLAP, how to open Power View, how to create reports, how to publish the reports to the Power BI service, how to share the reports to the client. The complete what I discussed theoretically today, in the next 2 free classes, you will understand practically. Next 2 classes, you will learn how Power BI software will work practically. The 2 classes will not cost you anything, but that will give the clear picture how the Power BI software will work practically. Please join the another 2 free classes. Then you decide whether you want to continue the course or not. Okay, now I am going to send one email. What the email will contains is, the email will contains recorded video. You people will get, all the people will get a, please drop your email IDs. You'll get the recorded video. Along with the recorded video, you also get the notepad. So this class video, I'll share it. And whatever I written in the last 1 hour, I will attach this notepad also in the mail. Along with the video and notepad, you also get introduction class Word document. Every class you will get the materials like this. Today, we have introduction to Power BI, right? You'll have one Word document which will have the explanation about today's class case. I'll attach this Word document also. And you also get the course content. I'm going to attach today the course content. This is the course content I'm going to attach, Power BI course content. This course content total I have 11 pages, guys. I listed in this PDF 11 pages. What are the topics I'll cover? Whatever the topics I listed in this PDF, every topic with real-time examples I'll cover. People, please walk through this PDF course content. course duration is 60 hours. It will take more than 2 months. I'll take the classes daily 1 hour, Monday to Saturday. So currently we are going to start the batch 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. If this batch timings will not work for you, you can try for other batches. Other batches will take some time. We have 9 a.m. batch, 9 to 10 batch is there, 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. batch is there. You can talk to my friend as team. The new batch what I'm going to start recently, 2 days back I started 7:30 p.m. batch. In the next week I'm going to start 7:30 a.m. batch. If this 7:30 a.m. batch will not work, you try talk to my friend as team. They will tell you which batch is suitable. Now, the classes are Monday to Saturday, Sunday is holiday. It will take more than 2 months of time to complete the 60 hours of training. Okay, what you will learn in the 60 hours is you will learn how to perform data analysis using Power BI. I said that the Power BI course I'll teach for 60 hours more than 2 months, right? What I'll teach is how to perform data analysis using Power BI. You will learn this complete process in the next 60 hours. So once you complete the 60 hours of training from me, you can comfortably keep 3 to 5 years of experience, guys. What is this experience? Who want to keep? I'll explain. But keep in mind, after my course, I designed this course in such a way where you can comfortably keep 3 to 5 years of experience on Power BI. Now let me give the breakdown. I'll give the high level breakdown what I'm going to cover in 60 hours. First, okay, who will provide the OLTPs? Companies. We don't want to spend any time here. The first work we need to do is ETL, you need to do in Power Query. So first we'll start learning Power Query for 13 hours of time. In the 13 hours of time, you will learn how to do ETL activities. In the Power Query, you will learn one language called mashup language. Power Query uses a mashup language. We will learn it. Once you learn ETL for 13 hours, then you will learn how to create OLAP database in Power Pivot. We'll start learning the Power Pivot then. How many hours we'll start learning Power Pivot is 17 hours. What you will learn in the 17 hours is how to create OLAP database. While creating OLAP database, we will learn data modeling concepts, data warehousing concepts, and we will learn about a language called DAX language. So Power Pivot uses one important language called DAX language. We will learn the DAX language in Power Pivot. Yes, you will understand. Try to understand only at a high level. Next, once you create OLAP in Power Pivot, then you need to create reports in Power View. Then we will start learning Power View for 17 hours. What you will learn there is you will learn how to create reports. Then finally, we need to share the reports to the clients using Power BI service. We'll start learning Power BI service for 13 hours. While learning Power BI service, you will learn Azure cloud concepts. Nowadays, the cloud concepts are important to get the job. And we also learn admin related concepts. How to refresh the data in the reports, how to share the reports to the clients, all that you learn. You also learn the Power BI projects. Power BI projects. So this is the breakdown of 60 hours, guys. What add-ons you will get from this course? In this course, I not only learn the topics available in Power BI. What add-ons you will get from the course is real-time projects. We will learn the real-time projects, guys, in this course. So here, this kind of projects you will do. I'll just show you one project. I'm just going to open one project here, a retail AB project. When I look at this project, in this project, I'm going to take the data from SQL Server. SQL Server is my OLTP, where they store the business data. I'll take the tables like this. There are requirements to do the ETL. So as per the requirements, we'll create the OLAP database like this. So you'll have a requirement document, report requirement document. As per the requirements, we will develop the reports. This kind of report requirement documents companies will provide. As per that, we will generate this reports case. Okay, now you will get real-time projects. Along with that, what you will learn in this course is Power BI developer roles and responsibilities. So when you join in the company as a Power BI developer, what are the roles and responsibilities you will have? So here I listed in any Power BI project as a Power BI developer, what are the roles and responsibilities I discussed? All the roles and responsibilities we'll discuss with practical real-time scenarios, guys. You guys can see all these roles and responsibilities we guys will discuss with practical real-time scenarios. Okay, so we not only discuss Power BI developer roles and responsibilities, we'll also help you in preparing your resumes. We will discuss lot of interview questions. We'll conduct the mock interviews based upon the resume you prepare. We'll conduct the mock interviews. Now let's understand who can learn Power BI. Okay, Freshers can learn Power BI. Freshers means the people who complete their education in the 2024 or 2025 or 2026, who completed the education in this years, they will be treated as freshers, guys. Freshers can learn Power BI. See, when you go and search the Power BI jobs, we will have the Power BI jobs for freshers. We also have Power BI jobs with experience, 3 years experience, 4 years experience, 5 years experience. So freshers can learn Power BI and they can apply these freshers jobs. So this experience jobs who can apply is career break people or career gap people can learn Power BI. Career gap means, let's say, assume you completed education, someone completed education in the year 2020. Unfortunately, nowhere working. That means almost 5-6 years back you completed. You are not working. You will be treated as career break or career gap. So you people can learn this Power BI course, and you'll keep some 3 years to 5 years experience, 3 to 5 years experience, and you'll apply for all these jobs. So you are not working anywhere, right? How can you get the experience? There will be some consultancies, guys. That consultancies will provide the experience. Based upon that experience, you will apply these jobs. That is the second category of people who can learn. The third category of people is career transition people. Career transition people means already they are working. So let's say someone is working in Excel reporting, someone is working in the finance sector from last uh, 10 years, or someone is working in some other banking sector. So they're not finding the growth here. They're planning to switch their job. Someone is working in QA side. So they want to switch the job to the data analytics. Data analytics is an evergreen field, guys. When they want to switch it, these people also can learn Power BI. And these people also you are not supposed to apply fresher jobs. You also need to apply the experience jobs only. What these people, career transition people will do is they'll convert their existing experience to Power BI experience. I'll tell you how you can convert. You are doing Excel reporting or MIS reporting, right? That experience will convert into Power BI experience, and you will try to apply the jobs. So finally, who are the people can uh, try to learn Power BI? Freshers can learn. Who have career gap, you can learn. Who want to do career transition, you can learn. So, but this career break or career transition people need to apply for only experience jobs. Okay. How to now? I'll tell you. These people will get the experience from consultancy. These people want to convert your experience to Power BI experience. How to convert your experience to Power BI experience? I'll help you. And all the 60 hours recorded sessions we will share with you. And we will have a support team. When you are practicing, you got some questions. To clarify that questions, we'll have a dedicated supporting team who will clarify your questions, guys. Okay, you don't need to reach out to the trainer all the time. We have a separate support team people who will clarify your questions. If the support team is not able to help you, you can reach out to me. Now we'll go with the questions. What is the common question they'll ask is, okay, any prerequisite to learn Power BI? Okay, I'm interested to learn Power BI. So is any prior computer knowledge required to learn Power BI? I can strictly say no prerequisite to learn Power BI. You are from non-IT background. You don't have any prior computer knowledge. You can happily join my course and you can learn this Power BI. I'll teach this Power BI from very basic to project level. Uh, Advanced level we will teach. No prior IT knowledge required. So when you join my course, within 60 hours, you will master Power BI. No doubt in it. If you practice. Okay, once you master Power BI, okay, you join the course and you learn Power BI thoroughly for 60 hours. Do you get the job only with Power BI skill means? No, guys. When I go and search the jobs, Power BI jobs, try to understand. To get the job on Power BI, SQL is mandatory. When I go and search the job, Power BI jobs with post with a title called data analyst. Power BI jobs will post with this title: Power BI data analyst, Power BI developer, Power BI specialist, data analyst. When I search for these jobs, I see 90% of Power BI jobs they're asking along with Power BI SQL. I said that to get the job on Power BI, not only Power BI is required, SQL is required. Guys, try to understand what is the SQL. You go on some Power BI jobs, you'll have Power BI SQL Excel, Power BI SQL Python, Power BI SQL Power Apps, Power BI SQL ADF, Power BI SQL Tableau. So this percentage is less. The major percentage is Power BI SQL, 90% of jobs you'll have. So you see every Power BI job SQL is mandatory. what is the SQL? Why it is mandatory? Why most of the Power BI jobs will have on SQL combination? Let's try to understand, guys. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. It's a language which is used in all the databases. You take any database to work with. See here, I said that to work with Power Query, we use M language, mashup language, MR mashup language. To work with Power Pivot software, we use DAX language. So like that, to work with any database, SQL Server database or Oracle database, we use one common language called SQL language. To work with any database, all these databases uses a common language called structured query language. Using that language only, we'll work with these databases, guys. To see anything here or to do anything here, we need one common language called SQL. See, the important thing is, try to understand, with nowhere in the Power BI, we don't use SQL. SQL we don't use in Power to extract the data. SQL is not used in Power Query to do ETL. SQL will not be used in Power Pivot to create OLAP. SQL will not be used in Power View to create reports. SQL will not be used to publish the reports to Power BI service and share the reports to the client. Throughout the Power BI development, we don't use SQL. Even when I don't know anything about SQL, I can complete the Power BI completely. Now I have a question for you. When you can complete the Power BI without knowing SQL, why they're asking in every Power BI job, they're asking SQL? Anybody knows? Try to understand. Without knowing SQL, we can learn Power BI. Without knowing SQL, we can complete the Power BI project. When you can complete the Power BI project without knowing SQL, then why companies are asking to get the Power BI job? So along with Power BI, why they're asking SQL also? Anybody have idea? Online people? Yes or no? See, if I use SQL somewhere in the Power BI development, that's fine. If I use SQL in the Power Query, or if I use SQL in the Power Pivot, or if I use SQL in the Power View, then knowing the SQL is okay. But nowhere in the Power BI development, I don't use SQL. Even I don't know SQL, I can learn Power BI. Even I don't know SQL, I can complete the Power BI project. Then why every Power BI job they're asking SQL? Why means? So generally, companies will store the data in the database. You will take the data from the database and you will do ETL. And Power Query will create OLAP. In Power you will generate the reports. How can you blindly tell your report is correct? You might do a mistake in Power Query. You might do a mistake in Power Pivot. You might do a mistake in Power View. You might be showing the wrong numbers in the report. Can I share the wrong reports to the client? When you share the wrong reports to the clients will take the wrong decisions. After I cleared the reports, I need to test my report is correct or not. What is the process we will generally do is, we'll go to the SQL server. We will write a SQL query. That SQL query will give some output. That output we will cross check with the report output. When this output and report output are same, then we will share the reports to the client. So in order to see the data from the database, must and should you need to write the SQL query. That SQL query, to write this SQL query, you need to learn SQL language. Now read this point. So to develop the reports, we don't require SQL. To test the data or to cross-verify the data in the reports, we need SQL, guys. So in our training institute, we will teach SQL for 30 hours of time. To learn the SQL, you need to learn any database. No matter what database you learn here, SQL concepts are common. In our training institute, we teach MySQL, where we will teach SQL concepts for 30 hours of time. So to get, if you already know SQL concepts, you learn only Power BI for 60 hours. If you don't know SQL concepts, you learn SQL also for 30 hours. Totally 90 hours of time you need to spend to get the job on Power BI, guys. Now, so there is no dependency. First you need to learn SQL, then you need to learn Power BI. First you need to learn Power BI, then you need to learn SQL. There is no dependency. You can parallelly learn them. These are my friends' team numbers. You can reach out to them about any course case when they will start, when the SQL will start. If you want to know, they will answer you. Now I'll go with the questions. Anybody have any questions from what we explained today? Any questions, guys, from today's demo? Is it clear? Online people, is everything clear?
Sir, hi, Sunil. Good evening.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
what is meant by on-premise database,
We
Sunil?
will talk about it, sir. What is CA, what is on-premise and what is cloud?
Yeah.
We will discuss. It requires some time.
Yeah, okay,
On-premise
yeah.
means the server will be there in our company.
Okay.
Cloud
Oh,
means it will be there in some other cloud service providers. We will
Okay.
talk about it. What is on-premise, what is cloud in the upcoming classes. When I start actual classes here, first we
Yeah.
will discuss what is on-premise. When I go with the on-premise, what is the disadvantage, why people are not using? And we will go with cloud. Why people are going with the cloud? What is the advantage? We will discuss it. It required
Yeah.
some time.
Sure. Yeah. Sure, Sunil. Thank you. Thank you. That's all.
Right. Any other questions? When is your next class? Continuation to today's classes on next Tuesday. Exactly after a week, I'm going to start the actual classes. Uh, so
Hi,
if you
sir.
want to start the class early, if you want to start the class early, you can join the batch which we started 2 days back. So we started a batch 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. If someone want to start the course immediately, you can go and join the 7:30 p.m. batch which we started few days back. You talk to the friend desk team, they'll tell you. Otherwise, you need to wait for another week. We will start 7:30 a.m. batch. Okay, right, guys. Any questions?
Hi, sir. Vikram this side. So when you are studying the 9 a.m. batch,
9 a.m. batch will take 2 weeks of time, sir. It will take 2 weeks of time.
okay, sir. Thanks.
Any other questions? Right. Thank you. Hope everyone is clear. I'll stop here. We'll continue from here in next Tuesday, guys. Thank you. See you in the next class.
Yeah. Thank you, Sunil. Thank